Hello, this is Sia and welcome to another video. Today we're doing another Lovely World theory sort of video, but in this case we are going to dive into the lore, Iceberg style. If you don't know what these videos are, they're basically videos where you talk about some sort of topic, or whether it's a game, show, some sort of topic that's online on the internet, and you dive into what it has in store. Like, the deeper you go, the more obscure and strange things are. So basically, I am diving into Lovely World lore, so this will be interesting. This is probably my third time recording this, because apparently when editing these videos it's a lot more difficult because of storage. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Basically, we have 4 levels. We have the surface level, we have shallow waters, we have the deep, and then we have the abyss. The further we go, the more strange things are, or theoretical, because, we don't know everything. Basically, for the surface level, we're looking at the main story. And the main story is basically the current helpers and all that stuff, but basically, if you want a short summary, the Lovely World is a let's play series where Stampy and helpers William Beaver, Polly Reindeer, and Philly Fizzy Elephant build things in the town and Funland and play mini games, and sometimes get interrupted by 2 villains named Dog and Veeva who want to steal the dogs and take over the world. Basically, here we have a list of characters. It's not all of them. I couldn't include every single character because there's a lot of characters. And for the dogs, it's just the living dogs that are alive. Because there's a lot more that are not with us. Yeah, it's a very complex story, but the basic point of it is, it's a let's play, role play sort of thing. And then we go a little bit deeper into the shallow waters, because the main story is like the main thing that you see in every video, and so it's a very short little thing. Yeah, basically, we have the doggy swap theory, where all the dogs that Stampy has ever had, like maybe they were swapped with other dogs who happened to be taken out or went missing, like Bowser and Barnaby, who both had an accident in the Nether portal room in my number 1 fan video, which you can see. Basically, one of them might have died, and Stampy assumed Barnaby was the one that he had saved, but what if it was the other way around? Same with Duncan and Porky, who were named in the same episode, but Porky unfortunately fell from a great height. What if it was actually Duncan? We don't know. Could be the same for any of the dogs. And the current helpers' Twitters, basically where we get a little bit of behind the scenes of the helper's perspectives, as well as Veeva perspective, because she has a Twitter. Hit the Target doesn't, but she has a Twitter. And it also confirms that they are canonically boyfriend and girlfriend, which is an interesting thing, since we don't usually see that very well in the videos, because we don't see their perspectives, so we don't know how Veeva feels, or Hit the Target feels, or any of the other helpers. We've only seen some of their perspectives, but not actually Hit the Target or Veeva's. Not their literally perspective. We've only seen the helpers and Stampy's. Yeah. The fate of the old helpers. Basically, not very many of them had an official goodbye and officially left. They just up and vanished one day without even a goodbye. So what happened to them? Did they wander off to do their own thing? Did Stampy not bother to mention where they went? We don't know. That might come in later. Now we're moving on to the deep. It's going to get deep. Maybe. Anyway, Veeva's secretly good. That is a theory I really wanted to touch up on because someone else called Stampy Theories, which I have linked in the description of every single theory video that I've done, has done this theory. They have a 2-part video where they talk about why they think Veeva Dash is good. I really want to update it, but yeah, it's really, really interesting because we have helpless, we have hacked, we have darkness that need to be added in because basically in helpless, she basically helps them get out of that pit and then helps them find the dogs, though not revealing that she had done so. In hacked, you could say she went through the portal to help Stampy with the zombie, though like you could argue otherwise, but she did come through as soon as they mentioned the zombie. And for darkness, well, you would wonder why there was a button for covering the castle in darkness. Why? You know it could be used against you. Maybe Veeva did that intentionally, maybe not. We don't know. It's just a theory. Okay. Fizzy is secretly a genius. This is a good one. Basically, he's been helping Stampy with a lot of trouble. Like, basically, with hit the target attacks, and Fizzy is somewhat involved. Like, with Coffee Cup and others, and horsing around, those are a couple examples that Stampy Theories has also elaborated on. Basically, Fizzy has helped in his own way to help Stampy win. And in some ways, he's done it. He did it again in darkness, true. He did it again, twice. One with fireworks and one taking him to the clock tower, saving him a ton of time to get the dogs. Like a ton. If Stampy just ignored Fizzy and went to the teleporter and went to the Funland, a lot of time would have been lost. It wouldn't have been fun. Ugh. Alright, the missing animals. As you probably saw from the main story, there were a couple animals that I had labeled missing, because that's true. There are animals that went missing, haven't been seen since. Some would include the polar bear and her cub in Gatecrashers, and the horse from Hit the Target from Horsing Around, and Lucky Cat and Hit the Target's parrot. Hit the Target's parrot is definitely interesting, because the last time he was seen was in Mirror World, which was the last one that was done on the console edition, so whether or not they weren't able to transfer, or they just despawned outright, I don't know. I don't know what happened to them. But of course, we can make theories, and I've already made a theory video about this, which will come out later this year. Not too long. Don't worry about that. Not too long. Alternate worlds and dimensions. This theory was hinted at, basically an idea from a Space Dan episode where Stampy mentioned this sort of idea. Basically, I just want to add that Hit the Target could know more about this because he's been there before, or at least been to some of them, like the in-between dimensional world between the Lovely World and Mirror World, but maybe there are more. Like, how else could he have gotten through the Nether without using the Nether portal? Because, yeah, what if he can't physically go through the Nether portal? What if he had to go through some sort of dimensional field or something? I don't know. It's a theory. It's just a theory. And then we move on even deeper into the abyss. It's not quite that dark, but it's dark. Trauma theory. Basically, Stampy has been through traumatic experiences, and he likes to hide it through a positive persona. And I've hinted at this in the Clockwork Chronicles of my own, but basically, we've seen glimpses of this little persona cracking a little sometimes. A little bit, sometimes. It's very rare. It's very rare. But yeah. It's definitely there, though. It's a target in Veeva Dash's backstory. We don't know much about it. Basically, Hit Target invited Veeva over to the lovely world, so they say. And Hit Target knew Stampy from the beginning, so we don't really know where they came from, what led them to be who they are, and what happened, basically. We don't know. And maybe we may never know, which is fine. It's the mystery. It's what makes them scary. So, we don't need to know. And William and Fizzy's, we don't know where they came from. We know William just was... William does have a home. But he came to the lovely world and lived in Stampy's cave and spied on Veeva, basically. That's all we know from the Twitter. Fizzy has mentioned parents, but his Twitter bio does say happily lost. So all we could guess is that maybe he had a home, but then he wandered too far and got lost or something else. Or maybe he just wanted more, so he went off on an adventure and got himself lost and had no way to get back. We don't know. Okay, another point. Why can't the helpers talk? We don't actually know this. It could be several things. Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they can't. Or maybe they talk in some sort of high pitch that we and Stampy can't hear. But they can understand each other. They could be, we don't know. We don't know. But they do have their own way of communicating. So in some ways, they do have a voice. It's just not shown through vocal cords. It's just shown through actions, which do speak louder than words. The dead dogs reincarnate. This is credited by Squishy. There are multiple stems to this theory. Basically, like, one theory is that his target is Gregory. Either he's named Gregory, or he is Gregory, reincarnate, coming back to try to stop Stampy from hurting the dogs. And yeah, it's an interesting theory. There's not very much evidence, but another theory is that the helpers are reincarnated as the dead dogs because all the dogs died before they showed up. Same with Gregory. Gregory died before his target showed up, so it does kind of make sense, but whether or not you feel the same is, I don't know, up to you. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. It's relatively not very deep, but I'm trying to make it as simple and short as I can so that my iPad storage doesn't hate me. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. But if you do have anything you want me to add, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Any questions, thoughts, concerns, anything. So long as they are related to the lore. There are some things I omitted while doing some trimming because time. Just hope this works. And yeah, I'm rambling, so yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!